Okay, once again, good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon. Okay, children. So in the last class, we were discussing the new chapter, acid, bases, and salts. Did you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So every object or the substances, we can classify them into three. Actually, we can classify the substances into three. One is acids, the second one base, and the third one is neutral.
Salts.
So we are discussing not salt, neutral. Okay, we are not discussing about the neutral substances. We discuss only about acids and bases. Okay, so first of all, we can recall what you mean by acids. Okay, after that, we can move to the base and what you mean by neutral substance and how we can identify the objects without tasting it, how we can identify whether it is acid or base. So there are a lot of topics are there to cover in this lesson. So before that, I want to ask what you mean by acid. So starting with Stina. Stina, acid. Tell me what you mean by acid.
Can I?
Now we can give a chance for Stina. Okay, the same question to Adi Dev.
Ma'am, an acid is a chemical substance that has a sour taste.
Yes, acid is a chemical substance. It is a substance that possesses a sour taste. Or we can say the substances which is acidic in nature. That is what is known as acid substances. Then can you give some examples for acid? Gautam Krishna, give some examples for acid.
Ma'am, citric acid.
Citric acid. And where do you find the citric acid? In which kind of substances?
In lemon.
In lemon. Okay. One more acid. One more.
Malic acid.
Malic acid. And malic acid is found in?
Apple.
Apple. Okay, good. Then herein, give one more acid. Acid. Another type of acid.
Lactic acid.
Lactic acid. Where do you find this lactic acid herein?
Curd or milk.
Curd or milk. Okay. Then Vivian, tell me another type of acid.
Yes, ma'am. Oxalic acid.
Oxalic acid. Oxalic acid. Where do you find this oxalic acid?
Ma'am, in tomatoes.
Yes.
In tomatoes.
In tomatoes. In tomatoes, we can see this oxalic acid. Very good. Then Ihan, you another type of acid. One more. I think his network is not work properly. His network is not okay. So the same question to yes. Same question to yeah.
Tartaric acid.
Tartaric acid. Where do you find the tartaric acid?
Grapes.
Yes, grapes. Only in grapes. Tartaric acid is found in. What about the tamarind? Which acid is present in tamarind?
Tartaric acid.
Tartaric acid. Then Nivedita. What about the type of acid that is found in ant sting? Ants?
Formic acid.
Formic acid. Formic acid is a type of acid that is present in ants sting. Okay, so that's about the acid. Then Sandra, what do you mean by base? Base. Sandra, are you there? Sandra and Savio. Savio, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then what do you mean by base?
Ma'am, base, bitter to taste.
Yes, the substances which has a bitter taste, we can classify them as base. Okay, and what about the nature? Yes, it has a soapy texture or a soapy feeling. When you touch these basic substances, it is felt a very soapy feeling. And the bases is also known as
Alkalis.
alkalis. Bases are also known as alkalis. Because if such substances are dissolved in water, we can call the basic substances as alkalis. So this is what we were discussed in the last class. So once again, we can classify the substances mainly into three. What are they? Acid, bases, and neutral. Okay, neutral. That is what we are going to discuss. 1 minute. I want to change the color of my pen. Okay, children. So, substances substances are basically classified into three: acids. Second one, base. Base. And the third one is neutral. What do you mean by neutral then? The substances which is neither acidic nor basic are called neutral. Okay. So what do you mean by neutral? The substances which are neither acidic. If we are check some substances, we can say some of them are neither. Sometimes in the case of salt or in the case of water, you just imagine in the case of our normal ordinary water that we are used to drink. Okay. What about its taste? The taste of water? Is it is sour?
It has no taste.
Not taste.
Yes, no.
So we can say it is a neutral because it is neither acidic nor base. It comes under neutral. Okay. So what do you mean by? Yes. What do you mean by neutral? Neutral means substances
that are
Which are
which are neither acidic or base.
Yes, very good. So neutral substances. Neutral substances means substances which are
Neither
acidic, which are neither acidic nor basic are called neutral substances. Okay, so substances which are neither acidic nor basic are called neutral substances. So we can much explain about this basic acid, base and neutral. For that we are using some other kind of objects here. That is what is we are going to discuss next. Okay, so before that we want to study much more examples for base. Can you give some examples for base?
Yes, ma'am. So
Soap is a base. Then
baking soda.
yes, baking soda. Very good. Baking soda, detergents, lime water, and base. Okay,
Water, soap.
very good. Very good. Yeah, lime water is base. Yes,
Antiseptic
does
base.
amla is base? Amla is base.
Drain cleaner.
Yeah. So here we are going to discuss some name of bases. After that we can move. So the first name of a base is sodium hydroxide. Okay, how it is read? Sodium hydroxide. Did you copy down this in the last class?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
Should we write
So
this down?
yeah, write the name of base. Name of base. These are some new names for you. First one is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. And where do you find this base sodium hydroxide? It is found in soap or drain cleaners. Drain cleaners means the cleaners that we are normally used to clean the substances, objects. Okay, sodium hydroxide. Normally you don't need to practice these drain cleaners. Only need to study soaps. Sodium hydroxide is a base that we can found in soap. The next one is magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide. They are found in antacids. Antacids is actually used to remove the acidic behavior of our stomach. So this is magnesium hydroxide. They are found in antacids.
Ma'am, the what is found in aluminium hydroxide?
Which one? Aluminium. Aluminium hydroxide is found in antacids and deodorants. Deodorants means spray.
Ma'am, both we have to write.
Ah, yes. Then the fourth one is calcium hydroxide. It is found in lime water. What do you mean by lime water?
Lemon's juice.
It's not lemon's juice. Lemon juice is actually comes under acid. Lime.
I know.
It's like a salt.
white
It's
color.
like a salt
It is a
taste.
white colored powder. It is not sour taste. A white colored powder. Water.
Can you share it?
Ma'am,
Yes.
there are two magnesium.
There are two magnesium hydroxide.
Yeah. Both are right. You don't need to write here. Antacids. Along with this antacids, write milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So along with this, the second point, magnesium hydroxide. Along with the antacids, put a comma and write milk of magnesia. What do you mean by milk of magnesia? I will show an image of milk of magnesia, then it will be more clear.
Ma'am, there are two ammonium
as well.
Ammonium hydroxide is right. Okay. You don't need to write the last one. Ammonium hydroxide is ammonia, a common base. Ammonium hydroxide is mainly used in window cleaners. That's all.
Okay, ma'am.
And along with this sodium hydroxide, you can write one more name for a base, potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide. Or write it as in the last one, the last type of a base, potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide. Only one T. Potassium. Potassium. Potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide is also found in soap. So base names are very tough to remember. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide. And try to remember where these bases are found. Sodium hydroxide is found in soap. Potassium hydroxide are also found in soap. Magnesium hydroxide can be found in antacids. Antacids is a kind of substances that we can use to remove the acidity of the stomach and all. And one is milk of magnesia. I will show the image of milk of magnesia. It is also a substances that is act as a base. It is a white solid. Actually, it is a white solid.
I'm finished.
That is soluble in water. Aluminum hydroxide can be found in antacids and deodorants. Calcium hydroxide is found in lime water. Lime water. Lime water is not lemon water, lemon juice. It is another substance. Ammonium hydroxide is normally found in window cleaners. Window cleaners. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is what is known as indicators. Okay. So normally if some substances are able to taste and we can identify whether it is acidic or basic in nature. If it is sour taste, we can say it is acid. It is an acidic substance. If it is a bitter taste, we can say it is a base substance, right? But in some cases, it is not possible to taste each and every object and can classify them into acidic and basic. So in such cases, we are using some substances or some methods to identify whether it is acidic or nature. That is what is known as indicators. All of you write the next heading, indicators. So, yes?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Sometimes my video would get off because I have some network issues.
Okay. Okay. All right. No problem. So
Okay,
here we
ma'am.
are going to discuss about indicators. What do you mean by indicators? Indicators are those substances.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Okay. Which one? This one?
Thank you.
So here in this slide, you can see the names of some bases and where you found this bases. Sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, and potassium hydroxide. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next one is indicators. Indicators. Indicators are those substances which tells the presence of acids and bases. It tells the presence of acids and bases. You don't need to copy down this name of this indicator. I will give you another examples. Indicators are those substances which tells the presence of acids and bases.
Ma'am, we can write this.
Ah, yes, you can write, sure. Indicators are those substances which tells the presence of acids and bases. This is the definition of indicators. I will give you examples. In the next slide, I will show the examples of indicators.
Ma'am, can I mark it in the textbook?
Yeah, of course. In your textbook, page number 49, you can see the definition for indicators. A special type of substances are used to test whether it is acidic or basic in nature. Such type of substances are called indicators.
Ma'am, finished writing.
Okay, now we can explain what are the examples of indicators. Examples of indicators are litmus, turmeric, China rose. What do you mean by China rose? This one. Are you familiar with this flower? China rose.
Yes, ma'am.
Normally we are called it as
Yes, ma'am.
hibiscus or shoe flower. Okay. What about this? The second one, this is turmeric. And the first one is, it's a new one for you. What is this? This indicates the litmus. It is a paper, litmus paper.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in this slide, examples of indicator spelling is wrong.
Yeah, thank you, dear. Examples of indicators. Examples of indicators.
Man, should we write that last?
Last one, yes, you can write the last one also. It is phenolphthalein. Spelling PHENOLPHTHALEIEN. Phenolphthalein. Okay.
Why is it written PH near to that?
It is a short form of phenolphthalein. You don't need to write this short form. You must study the entire spelling, phenolphthalein. Actually, the first three indicators are natural indicators. They are obtained from the nature. The phenolphthalein is a chemical indicator that we are obtained or normally used in our science labs. Indicators are those substances which are used to test whether the given substance is acidic or basic. Okay. And the examples of indicators are litmus. It is a paper, litmus paper. Here I will brought a litmus paper. Normally in two types of litmus papers are there. One is red litmus paper and other is which is blue. There are two types of litmus papers are there. One is red litmus paper and other is blue litmus paper. The second indicator is a turmeric. The third one is China rose. China rose means the shoe flower or the hibiscus. And the last one is phenolphthalein. It is a Phenolphthalein is a kind of solution. That is, we are normally, it is actually a water-like substance. It is a colorless solution. Phenolphthalein is a colorless solution. But when we are added to acid or base, its color started to change. Thereby, we are indicate whether it is an acid or base. That is what is we are going to discuss in our further classes. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, is litmus natural?
Yes, litmus is a natural, because we are going to discuss about this litmus paper. Litmus paper is actually made from lichens. Lichens. Are you familiar with lichens?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by lichens?
The most
They
commonly
are symbiotic.
Yeah, that's right.
Symbiotic
It is a symbiotic relationship between whom and whom?
Between fungus and algae.
Yeah, very good.
And
It is the symbiotic relationship between fungus and algae. That is what is known as lichen. From that lichen, we get a indicator. That indicator is known as litmus. And it is normally prepared in the form of a paper. Two types of litmus papers are there: red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Okay. There are two types of indicators are there. One is natural indicator and other is synthetic indicators. All of you write the next heading: types of indicators. There are two types of indicators: natural indicator and synthetic indicators.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Fish.
Let us see what you mean by natural indicators. Natural indicators are those indicators that occur in nature. Okay, so the indicators that we are obtained from nature are called natural indicators. So here the examples of natural indicators are turmeric, China rose petals, and litmus. China rose, turmeric, and litmus are examples of natural indicators. What is the use of indicators? Why we are using the indicators?
Tell the
To
presence.
find out whether it is
Yes, very good.
The presence of acids and bases.
Very good. To identify whether the given substance is acid or base, for that we are using the indicators. Basically, there are two types of indicators. One is natural indicator and other is synthetic indicator. Synthetic indicator means artificial indicators. Okay. So here we are discussing about the natural indicators. Natural indicators are those indicators which are naturally occurring in nature. Okay. Natural indicators are the indicators that occurring in nature, that occurs in nature. We are obtained these indicators directly from nature. Example, turmeric, China rose, and litmus. How many types of litmus papers are there?
Two types.
Two types. One is
Red and blue.
red and blue. Red and blue. Okay. I will explain. I will show how this litmus papers works with the help of acidic and basic solution. I will do an activity here now after finishing this.
Ma'am, will show the milk of magnesia.
Ah, yes. Okay. Of course. After this class, I will show the image of milk of magnesium. Is it over?
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we can just start the litmus. After writing this, we can do this activity. What do you mean by litmus? Litmus is the first natural indicator. It is a natural indicator which is obtained from lichens. Here you can see the image of lichens. Yes. You need to write this. Lichens. What do you mean by litmus? Litmus is a natural indicator. It is obtained from where? It is obtained from lichens. Lichens.
Ma'am, where should we write it?
You can copy down in your lecture notebook. You don't.
Not,
Yes.
ma'am, not that. The first point and second point also we should write.
Ah, yes. You just write what is the definition. I will give the notes after this class. I will send it in the WhatsApp group. You just copy down the lecture notes. What you mean by litmus? Litmus is a natural indicator. It is obtained from lichens. And litmus is available in solution form. It is also available in solution form, but normally in our science lab, we are prefer the paper strips. It is available in both in solution form and paper strips. They are in the form of red litmus and blue litmus paper. There are two types of litmus papers are there. They are red litmus and blue litmus. Here you can see the image. This is the red litmus paper. This is the blue litmus paper. Do you know how it is works? How we can indicate presence, whether a substance is acid or base with the help of this litmus paper? How it is possible?
And we dip the paper in it.
Ah, yes. Is it over? Are you copy down this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
No,
one minute.
ma'am.
Okay, all right. No problem. Copy down. After that, I will explain it.
Ma'am, finished.
Finish. What about all? All are finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, you
Excuse me,
did
ma'am.
synthetic.
Okay, here in
Excuse me,
this
ma'am.
class, yes.
Ma'am, can you mark my attendance? My
Whom?
phone is about to
Okay. What
Ma'am,
about your
it
name?
was-
Good name. Your good name, please, dear.
enter any other device.
Yes.
Sian Fatima.
Okay, all right, dear.
Ma'am,
Finished.
Is it finished?
say about
Synthetic fibers, because
indicator.
here in this class we discuss only about the natural indicators. After that, whenever we are starting the synthetic indicators, we can explain about the synthetic indicators. Synthetic indicators means artificial indicators. They are not naturally obtained from the nature. They are artificially made by the humans. Okay, we can explain this in our next class. So here I will explain how this litmus paper works. Actually, we have two types of litmus papers. One is
Red litmus and
Red
blue
and
litmus.
red litmus
and blue litmus
Blue.
paper.
and the second one is
Blue litmus.
Blue litmus paper.
the second one is blue litmus paper. So we have two types of litmus papers are there. If we dip the red litmus paper in one solution, if it is turns blue color, if the red litmus paper is turns blue color, okay, if the red litmus paper is turns which color? It is turns
Blue color. Blue color.
turn blue color. It indicates base. Okay, if the red litmus is turns to blue, then it is indicates base. That material is base. If a red litmus paper is dipped in a base, then what happens? Red litmus paper is turns into blue color. I will show this with the help of an activity now itself. Again, the blue litmus paper is turned into which color?
Red color.
It is turns into red color. It is turns into red color. When? If we are dip the blue litmus paper in acid. Okay. If the blue litmus paper is dip in acid, it turns blue into red. If we are dip it in a base, red litmus paper is turns to blue color. If there is no color changes occurs, which indicates that substance is neutral.
Neutral.
It is neutral. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now all of you please listen here. Please observe. Here I brought one kind of litmus paper. Can you identify what type of litmus paper is this?
Red color.
It is red. You show it is a red color. Actually, it is because of the light. What about now?
Blue.
Ma'am, white.
Okay, children, it is because of this
Blue, is
light.
it blue, man?
Yes, it is blue litmus. It is actually a blue litmus paper. Okay. And here I brought some solution. One is lemon juice. This one is lemon. And here, this one is vinegar. And this one is soap solution. Okay, so now I am going to add these solutions into this litmus paper. I will show what color changes occur. So I take one blue litmus paper.
Ma'am, can you adjust the camera? Please?
Okay. Is it see? Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is lemon juice. This is lemon juice. I am going to dip this blue litmus paper into lemon juice. You just observe what changes happen. What about the color now? Can you identify the difference?
Red color.
The blue litmus is turns into red. Is it possible? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So here this blue litmus paper is turns into red. So what about the type of object is this? What type of substance is this?
Acid.
Acid. Because here the blue is turns into red. Blue litmus paper is turns into red, which indicates this is a acid. Okay. Now I will show another example. This is a soap solution. Okay. This one is a soap solution. Now I am going to dip the blue litmus paper into this soap solution.
Red color.
Now, any color changes occurs?
Yes,
This
ma'am.
remind blue.
Blue.
This blue. That is, whenever the blue litmus paper is dips in the solution, dips in the soap solution, it remains blue. Why? Because it is a base.
Because it's a base substance.
It's a base substance. Okay. Again, I will bring one more acidic substance here. That is vinegar. I want to check whether the vinegar is acidic or basic in nature. So for that, I take a litmus paper and I am going to dip this litmus paper into this vinegar.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
What about the color change? Turns into red. Okay. Okay, children. So with this we can wind up this class and we can test whether it is acidic or okay. I will take it. And with the help of this kind of experiments, we can check whether the substances given is acidic or basic in nature.